road. And so, today I'm going to tell you guys the two things that I learned from Andrew Tate. Now, some of you might be saying, well, he's kind of a bad dude, right? He said a lot of really bad stuff. What could we possibly have to learn from him? However, I am a big fan of separating the wheat from the chaff. You don't just look at a person and hear what they're saying and then just throw everything out. And I want to share with you really quickly someone who can really articulate what it is that I'm saying. So check this out.
Chaff. You know, one of the things I see with readers who are unsophisticated and intellectually arrogant is they'll read someone great. Maybe they'll read Nietzsche, for example, and they'll find the odd thing that Nietzsche said that grates against their current moral sensibilities, whether they do that in context or out. And then they'll throw away the whole book. It's like,
that's what I'm saying.
You don't throw away the whole book. It was Nietzsche. You don't throw away the book. He's like 1 in a billion. You read it carefully and you think, well, okay, no to that. But yes to this, and you do the same thing with Dostoevsky, and you do the same thing with Tolstoy. You do the same thing with the great writers of the past that have been passed down to us. You read intelligently. You separate the wheat from the chaff.
Exactly, and that is exactly what it is that I'm trying to do here. I'm not necessarily saying that everything Andrew Tate is great, and I certainly don't believe that he's on the level of Nietzsche or Dostoevsky or Jordan Peterson for that matter, but he was very entertaining, and through my time as being entertained by him, I did learn a thing or two. At least some of the things that he said, really piqued my interest. And one of the main things that he said was the word perspicacious. I can't even say it right. Perspicacious is the name of the word. I think it means to look around and observe. And what he was basically talking about is that you got to look around and see what is going on. You don't go through life completely blind and not paying attention to anything. And, look around and have a look. And so I've really started paying more and more attention to myself, how I operate, how I feel when I do certain things, trying to be more perspicacious about the things that are in my life. And now, the second main thing that I learned from Andrew Tate was that not to be arrogant. A lot of times we can really think that we know everything right off the bat, and that, I can do this by myself, and when someone tries to give you advice, you're just like, that's nice, but I'm kind of just going to do my own thing. Give you an example from my own life. I'm trying to get shredded because I'm trying to work hard, become a quote alpha male or whatever that's supposed to mean nowadays, and just take care of my body. And so I bought a program from Kino Body, and I've actually struggled with this a lot in that I would buy a program from a certain fitness YouTuber and then I would modify it myself. It's like, oh, I know more than them. I'll change it. They've given me all of this advice. I'm going to mess with it. I'm going to change it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to follow the advice exactly first and get results and then learn from the results I got and then modify it. I'm just going to assume that I know what the heck I'm doing and modify the advice that they've already given me, that I've already paid for. And so I think that's very, very arrogant of me. And Andrew Tate was the guy who helped me understand that, hey, that's not the way to success. Someone who is where you want to be, they give you advice. If you're going to take the advice, don't just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to sort of do this, but I know I can change it. I'm going to change this and do that because I know more than them. It's like, do you really? Why are you asking for advice? Why are you buying programs and asking for help if you already know what it is that you're doing? Now, that's not to say that you don't customize things for your particular life. Obviously, that is something that I have to do, but there's a difference between knowing yourself and understanding that, hey, I have a knee injury. Maybe I shouldn't be doing full-on squats. Maybe I should pivot to a machine and build up that sort of strength back in my knee again. That's where I'm at. And just being like, oh, I don't really want to do those workouts. I'm going to substitute this, and maybe I'll change the diet a little bit and do this or whatever. There's a line there. And I think a lot of times that we're just really, really arrogant. We get great advice, and then we're like, whatever. I'm kind of going to do it. I'm kind of not going to do it. And that's one of the things that I've been doing a lot of my life. And Andrew Tate was one of the people that helps me do that. And so I think that's really, really great. I really, really did learn something from it. I think that's a very positive part of my life that's going to go forward. And I do owe, that spark of wisdom, that knowledge